Guys, and welcome to Football Fandom UK. Hope you guys doing well, apart from the football result. But obviously, we're here to discuss that, guys. Drop your comments in. Would love to hear your thoughts. Disappointed is the overwhelming feeling. Um, First of all, guys, before I start ranting, because I'm not wanting to rant, but I'm probably going to end up ranting. The first thing I've got to say is congratulations to Spain. They won it. Disappointed they won it, but congratulations to them. Second of all, gotta say thank you to Gareth Southgate. He has done amazing getting this team playing. I don't really want to talk about how he's got us playing because we've seen glimmers of goodness and glimmers of badness throughout the time he's been England manager. But he has got a togetherness within the squad. We've got to give him praise for that. We've got to give him praise for what he's got where he's got the players to reach in previous tournaments plus this tournament. So thank you, Gareth Southgate, for that. I've got to say that right off the bat before anybody criticises me for not giving him credit. He does deserve a lot of credit. There's no question about that. He's considering. Obviously, he's had a lot of criticism over the years. Considering that, I think he has probably surprised quite a few of us because he's he's achieved more than what most of us would have probably thought he would have done when he first got the job. So I'm going to read out a couple of comments, but then I am going to express my feelings on the game, guys. Billy is with us. How you doing, Billy? Billy saying too safe. Yep, absolutely. Top comment that, Billy. I think you're spot on, mate. Welcome to the show. Pleasure to have you with us, Billy. Yep, I'll respond to that in a minute. Billy saying Southgate has tried and failed. He has to go after tonight. Well, thank you, Billy. Stevie is saying, hi, Gaz and chat. So gutted. I know. I totally agree. Hope you're doing well, Stevie. Welcome to the show. It's going to click back to Billy's comment saying Southgate has tried and failed. He has to go. I think in responding to that, Billy, I think he's exceeded most people's expectations. I'll get, and for that he deserves a lot of credit. A lot of credit. I'm going to try and avoid talking about previous tournaments. I'm going to try and keep it as much as possible to this tournament. But obviously, we've all got to take our hats off to him and give him praise and credit. He's done amazing. But I think it was all clear for us all to see tonight, guys, that his tactics have cost us this game. There is no question about it. We saw it in this game in the full 90 minutes. We've seen what we've all been expressing throughout the tournament. We've seen how England played well in the first half with Spain, not really getting into their gear, but we still didn't really get into our gear going forward. We defended well in the first half, absolutely, but we just didn't show enough going forward. And we've seen a theme of this throughout the tournament, in my opinion, guys. We've seen a theme of that. Let's be honest, let's cut to the chase. We've been riding our luck, guys. To get to this stage, we have been riding our luck. The reality is that, I think most of us was disappointed with the group stage. We didn't show anywhere near what we know these players can show for their club teams, what we see week in, week out. So I think that was one thing that was straight obvious that we. Another thing that I've got to point out, obviously, I'm trying to avoid getting into a rant. I'm trying to cover things objectively. The one thing that stands out for me about the group stage was that this we've seen it. I think after the second game, there was an interview with Gareth Southgate where he was saying, "Well, we've tried it and it's not quite working for us." Well, why are you experimenting? That's the first thing I've got to say. Why? What we've seen it with previous England managers. Like I say, I want to stay away from making comparisons to previous tournaments, but we've seen it with previous England managers, guys, where we've gone into these tournaments and we've got managers still experimenting with the team. Now, what the hell is that all about? Why? That is where we set off in this tournament, right off in the wrong frame of mind, right from the start. Why the hell is Gareth Southgate going into this tournament experimenting with tactics? And in my opinion, people might disagree. In my opinion, I think Alexander-Arnold Trent ended up becoming the fall guy because we seen him in the first couple of games of the group stages. Then we seen him come on. I think it was a half-time where he was substituted on, and then since then we've barely seen him. We've barely seen him, which makes him kind of the fall guy for the fact that Southgate's tactics initial plan didn't work. But we've got to ask the question, guys, why the hell is Southgate going into a major competition in the group stage experimenting? He didn't make no bones about it. He made it he was quite honest about it and said, we're trying this out to see if it works. Well, why? My big question, why? Because we didn't see him really. I don't remember him seriously experimenting with that formation in the qualifiers. I don't remember him experimenting with that formation in the Nations League games. So why the hell are we going into the competition experimenting? You know, that is straight away a novice thing to do. A couple of pointers I want to point out to you guys that I think deserve definitely pointing out. While I was listening to the BBC whilst watching the game, and two things that stood out to me, what they said at the end of the game about Spain was a victory for attacking football. Now, that was the one thing that they said. There was another thing they said. I'll get to that in a minute. But why are our own pundits, our own ex-England footballers saying that it's a victory for attacking football? No offense, guys, but as much as we've got to give credit to Spain for playing well throughout this tournament, they have got to give them credit for that. They've won it. Congratulations to them. But let's be honest, guys. Germany showed signs that Spain can be got at. France showed that Spain can be got at. And we showed that Spain can be got at. So why the hell is it that so many people think that attacking football is so important to win when we basically went into this tournament with our players handcuffed? That is my overriding feeling of this tournament, guys. Southgate handcuffed these players. He handcuffed them to accommodate a system that he hasn't really tried properly, to accommodate a player that, let's be honest, is stale. You know, Harry Kane is a great player. He's done fantastic for England in the past. But let's be honest, throughout this tournament, we've all been saying it. He's stale. He's burnt out. You know, and when you've got a player like Kane that is playing almost every game he can for his club, whether it was Tottenham or whether it's now at Bayern Munich, he's in the team every game that he's available, pretty much. And then the same for England. We've got a manager here, and as much as I said right at the top of the show, Southgate deserves a lot of credit for where he's got England to. But the reality is, guys, that he has accommodated a named player. That is, at the end of seeing the whole competition, that is the one overriding feeling I've got about one of the things that has handcuffed us in this tournament. That Southgate being so focused on having Harry Kane on the pitch has cost us because he's tried to accommodate the fact that he's Harry Kane. Well, no offense, but is a coach, a professional coach, not supposed to recognise when a player is showing their best and when they are taking a dip in form? That is why he's paid so much money to manage this team, because he's the man that's supposed to recognise when a player is flat, when a player is burnt out, when a player is going stale. And Harry Kane has been showing throughout this tournament that he has been flat, he has been stale, and that he's burnt out because of constantly playing football. It is not a crime to admit that a player is burnt out. And if Harry Kane is not man enough to accept, no, lad, you're going on the bench because you're burnt out. You can see it. You've got nothing in you. You're not running in behind. You're showing a staleness in the way you're playing. And a manager that a top manager, no offense, guys, but if this was Pep Guardiola, if this was Klopp, if this was Mourinho, these managers wouldn't hesitate in taking him off if he's stale, if he's burnt out, and they wouldn't hesitate in taking the criticism from the press because they would be saying that no, they would explain it in layman's terms. I don't think that Harry Kane is fit enough. And this is not a bad thing that he's not fit enough. It's not a criticism that he's not fit enough. It's being honest. He's not fit enough. So why the hell, all the way through the tournament, has Gareth Southgate been accommodating him when every one of us can see he is not fit enough? He is stale. He is burnt out through the consistent amount of games that his club managers at Tottenham, Bayern Munich, and in the national team keep playing him. Don't give him a break. It's no surprise that he's burnt out, but we got a manager that will not admit that because he's too scared of the criticism that he might get from the press. Well, sod the goddamn press. You do what is right for the team. That is why he's paid so much money, to do what is right for the team. And another thing, guys, we have played. I cannot express how frustrated I am to see the amount of times and I take my hat off to these players. Credit to attacking players for tracking back. In club football, I criticise players so much for in the past for not tracking back and helping out when it is so clearly obvious you're coming under the cosh against a top team and players do not track back to help out. Arrogant players. Well, we're not going to stick to any names, but you guys, I'm sure you could think of yourself, arrogant forward players that don't put the work in, tracking back and trying to help out their teammates. I have criticised loads of players over the years for doing that in club football. And we've seen in this tournament England players doing it. So massive respect to them. Massive respect to Saka, I've seen tracking back, helping out the defence. Massive respect to even Harry Kane, tracking back, helping out the defence. Massive respect to Phil Foden, tracking back, helping out the defence. Saka, I think it's just said Saka. Who's the other player that I'm thinking of? There's another player. Palmer. Sorry, not Palmer. Phil Foden and Palmer doing it as well. But the question has got to be asked, guys. If we was on the front foot, attacking more, we wouldn't have to have our attacking players tracking back, helping out the defence, because we were putting the opposition on the back foot, attacking them. It just beggars belief why we are seeing. Like I say, guys, please let me be clear about this. I am massively respectful to players that track back and help out their defence, but the amount of times we have seen it in this tournament can only be attributed to managers' tactics of playing it safe. You don't play. This is a major competition. You're in a cup final. You let the handcuffs off, guys. You let these players express themselves and do what comes to them naturally. What we see from Phil Foden playing for Manchester City, what we've seen from Bellingham playing for Real Madrid, Palmer playing for Chelsea. The list goes on. Saka for Arsenal. The list goes on at what we see these players doing for their clubs. And yet all the way through this tournament, we have seen these players, apart from Saka, who we've got to give Saka credit because he seems to have been, through the majority of the tournament, it feels like he's been our only true attacking threat consistently. I don't mean that other players haven't contributed, they have, but consistently being an attacking threat, it feels like only Saka has been that man. But when you've got only one threat on the field where the opposition not well, they're going to straight away play it to Saka. You're making the job easy for the opposition because they know, well, what's going to happen? We become predictable. Because what's going to happen, Saka, they're going to play it out to Saka. Saka's going to attack us. If we box off Saka, bang. If we box off Bellingham, bang. We've nullified England's threat. And then they know that in the second half, they know that Southgate's going to bring on Palmer and he's going to bring on Ollie Watkins, and they are an attacking threat, absolutely. But we've become too predictable because he's repeated the same cycle throughout the tournament. Apart from the group stages, where obviously it was a bit more of a cautious approach. But for crying out loud, guys, why the hell did we just not let the handcuffs off these players? That is my biggest frustration from this tournament. That Gareth Southgate, as much as he does, deserves the credit for where he's got at England too. He has handcuffed this damn team of so much potential of potentially bringing the first trophy home of the European final. First time we would have ever won this trophy. The second major tournament that we would have won in our history. And it feels like it has been stolen away from us, not by the Spanish, by Southgate's negative tactics. It's an absolute disgrace. And how anybody that comes and starts saying Southgate deserves, look, he's got us to 2 finals. I don't care whether he's got us to 2 finals. That doesn't mean he's got a right to the job. The writing has been on the wall throughout this tournament, guys. Throughout this tournament, we limped through the group stages. We limped through the last 16. That's where we got a little bit of luck and we got a little bit of belief. Well, in fact, no, it wasn't. Sorry, I'm getting it wrong because I'm getting angry, so I calm myself down. But I think it was the quarterfinals when we come up against Sweden. That is where the players suddenly started to get a bit of belief. But why the hell, guys? The question has got to be asked, why the hell does it take till the quarterfinals till the players get a bit of belief? Look at the talent on that pitch. Do you know what I mean? And how many millions of pounds is that team worth? People used to call the generation when I was a teenager, people used to call it the golden generation. We had Lampard, we had Gerrard. I think Beckham was still around at that time. We had Paul Scholes. The list goes on of players of talent. The list goes on. I'm sorry, guys, but I've got to say, I think this team that we have got for England right now is not, if not equally the golden generation to the 90s generation that we were all calling the golden generation. I think this team is either exactly on the same level or better. Because look at the players we can bring on off the bench. And let's be honest, another thing I've got to point out, guys, I'm going to come to your comments in a minute, but another thing I've got to point out that yet again is another thing of history of England repeating this cycle of history. Why the hell are we going into the competition taking an injured player? You know, as much as Luke Shaw, I think deserved massive credit. I think he had a fantastic game tonight. But there is no point taking a player if he's only going to get his game going by the final game. Because you cannot... Other players have got used to accommodating him not being there throughout the tournament. And then suddenly you're asking them to remember how they play with that player because he's suddenly getting match fit. You know what I mean? I've got to be honest, to take me out of, I didn't think Luke Shaw should start tonight. But he started him, and I've got to give Luke Shaw credit and hold my hands up. He looked a lot sharper tonight. He was on it. He worked hard. You know, it was. I've got to take. You know, hold my hands up and say I was wrong about that. Before I finish, guys, one other thing to touch on is another comment that I heard on the TV was Spain showing no fear. Does that not speak volumes, guys? With the talent we've got on that pitch, if we'd have had that attitude and gone into this tournament with our players showing no fear, because no offence, when you got top players concentrating on defence, that is not showing no fear. You got too many negative tactics. I don't want to ramble on about it, guys. We've all seen it. It's been there. You saw it in the 90 minutes. Gareth Southgate deserves massive credit. No question. But the man has to go. He has not got what it takes to get us over the line. We've seen that tonight. As soon as we come up against a real serious team, the tactics that he has used throughout the tournament backfired massively, and Spain found us out. And they didn't have to get into second gear to do it. So for me, that is the 90 minutes that you see in here shows that he got to go. He deserves massive credit, no question. And I hope everybody applauds him because he's exceeded my expectations. He has. I've got to hold my hands up. He's exceeded my expectations. But I'm sorry, guys, we have limped through this tournament. And it is no surprise to me that we find ourselves yet again disappointed, and more so disappointed in ourselves for believing that we could win this against a top team like Spain with the tactics that we saw throughout the tournament. That is the bottom line, guys. The reality is we're all fools for believing when the writing has been on the wall. We've been riding our luck throughout the tournament. Yes, the penalties were convincing. Great. But what? Southgate's going to take credit so that we basically, that's the credit that, he's taught us how to finally get over the fear of penalties. Well, no offence, guys, but if you get these players playing on the front foot, we shouldn't have no fear of penalties because these players have the capability of playing with no fear. For crying out loud, take the pressure off and stop them forcing these players to play a defensive style that doesn't suit their capabilities. It doesn't suit. We've rode our luck throughout the tournament. We've got away with it. Tonight was the opportunity for Southgate to take the handcuffs on many of these players and say, go and believe in yourself. Play your natural game. Set them up in a way that suited those players. But unfortunately, he did what he's been doing through the tournament. He put the handcuffs on these players. And unfortunately, we find ourselves yet again disappointed that we have not capitalised on another fantastic opportunity to finally get over that hurdle and bring a trophy back to this country. To give credit to the fantastic achievement of our country, giving the game to the world. I don't care whether other nations don't like it. That's the reality. England, Scotland, and Wales gave the game of football to the world. And therefore, we have the right to believe that we can win major competitions. And I will argue with anybody that says we don't. The reality is we've got the players to do it. We need now a manager that can take those to that next step. I am massively grateful for Gareth Southgate proving me wrong and going further than I expected him to get us. But the reality is, throughout the tournament, the tactics have been there for us to see. They haven't been working. We've been riding our luck. And now we come up against a top team that has found us out. They found us out, and they did not even have to get themselves, maybe second gear. They certainly didn't have to get into third and fourth gear. They certainly didn't, not going forward, because they ripped us open in the second half like a knife through butter. And at the end of the day, this is the point when you've got players being torn whether they should go forward or whether they should go back. That's where the problem lies, guys. That's where the problem lies, because throughout the tournament, Gareth Southgate has been forcing our players that are attack-minded to be more defensive-minded. And that is not their natural game. So therefore, it is not a surprise to see that yet again, under Gareth Southgate, we have failed to get it across the line when we come up against a team that knows how to grind out a result and get a win. That's the bottom line. So for me, I want to thank Gareth Southgate, but the reality is it's time for him to go. As it says on the thumbnail, he has to relinquish the power. I don't care whether the FA want him to stay. It's about time the FA started listening to the fans. So anyway, guys, I'm going to stop ranting. I can feel it in my throat because I've got so passionate. But let's see what you guys have got to say. My apologies for the rant, but you guys want passion, and I thought I would come on and show you some, because I am absolutely gutted. And you know why? Because like I said it before, guys, I'm absolutely gutted because France, Germany, and England all showed that no matter how good Spain are, they can be got at. And we did not capitalise on it. Even when we seen that France didn't capitalise on it, we seen that Germany didn't capitalise on it. So we've had the warning signs. Look, if you go at Spain, you can get at them. And we've seen it with France. We've seen it with Germany. And let's be honest, France have had a disappointing tournament, but they've still got dangerous players that showed that Spain can be got at. They just didn't capitalise on it. And with even those warnings, what does Gareth Southgate and look at those games and say, oh, well, the French have shown us if we really believe in ourselves and get at them. The Germans have shown it if we really believe in ourselves and just have a right go at them. We might actually come out on top. Instead, he sends the players out playing the negative tactics throughout the that we've seen throughout the tournament. But I'm going to shut up now, guys. I want to hear what you guys have got to say. But like I said, I'm just so gutted. I'm so gutted. As much as Spain are a fantastic team, we could have won this tonight. We could have won with. Spain didn't beat us, in my opinion. We beat ourselves because of, yet again, Gareth Southgate playing it safe. That is the reality. He didn't allow those players to show what we see they show for their clubs. And that is why we find ourselves yet again disappointed at a failure of knowing what we could have achieved if we'd have let the handcuffs off these damn players. Because he's had these players handcuffed throughout the tournament. That is the bottom line. He's had them playing tactics that they're not used to. He's had them playing out of position. Players playing out of position, not just one player. You could understand it if it was just Kieran Trippier because you're filling in for Luke Shaw, but he's had Phil Foden playing out of position. He's had Harry Kane playing up front all on his own with Bellingham tracking back, helping out the defence. Bellingham not playing in his natural position, or playing him in his natural position, but not getting the best out of him because he's too busy tracking back, helping out the defence. It's an absolute. The only time Bellingham for me, guys, has been a true threat on the opposition is when we've had set pieces. And why? Because the rest of the time he spent most of it helping out the defence. Anyway, like I say, guys, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to read out what you guys are thinking. Billy said, as I said, Billy said Southgate has tried and failed. He has to go after tonight. I agree. I totally agree, Billy. We've got to give him credit. He has. He's made a good effort. He's got this team playing better. He's got the team showing belief in themselves and real togetherness. But that isn't necessarily enough to win you the tournament like this. And we've seen it tonight, guys. Stevie saying, hi, guys, in chat. I think I read that one. Thank you, Stevie. Stevie gutted. Thank you, mate. Joey's with us. Joey saying, hi, Gaz, mate. I'm devastated. Welcome to the show, Joey. I totally agree with you, mate. I am absolutely gutted. I am so frustrated knowing that we did, in my opinion, you guys are entitled to your opinion. Massive respect to Spain. I take nothing away from them. But I think we lost this game tonight ourselves. Spain didn't beat us. We allowed Spain to beat us because of Southgate's negative tactics. Thank you, Joey. Welcome to the show. Kane Snow, how you doing, mate? Welcome to Football Fan Den UK. Pleasure to have you with us. Kane saying, need a new coach, didn't deserve to be in the final. Well, you've hit the nails on the head there, Kane Snow. I've got to totally agree with you, mate. We had the easiest run to the final. The only real challenge we had was probably, I don't want to take too much credit away from the other teams that we faced in the group stage, and obviously the last 16 opponents, but the only real test we had was Switzerland, and I don't think they were at their best because I seen them in the previous game in the last 16, and they played out of their skin. I thought I was well impressed with Switzerland in their last 16 game. Can't remember who it was against, but I remember I was watching that game and I was impressed how much belief they showed in themselves getting forward. But they didn't seem to kind of get into that same gear when they played England. So we got lucky and we got through that on penalties, and that was a fantastic penalty shootout. No question about that. That was something we all needed to see after years and years of disappointment with penalties. We were all buzzing to see that confidence shown by our players from the penalty spot. Against Holland, let's be honest, guys, Holland were not at their best. They were disappointing throughout the tournament. They rode their luck as well a little bit, getting to the semi-final, and we managed to come out on top in that one. But yet again, that we showed glimmers in that game of what these players can really do. We didn't show it throughout the game. We only showed glimpses of it. So in large parts of the second half, we reverted back, or tried to revert back to this defensive attitude. I could rant on forever, guys. Like I say, again, tonight we've seen it. We go in front with Palmer's goal. Fantastic goal, by the way. What an amazing goal that was. But then again, we retreated into this defensive formation after that. Again, we retreat. Why the hell did we just not go for it after that? Why the hell did we just not say, right, the cuffs are off, go for it? Why is Southgate not saying, get forward, attack them, show belief in yourself? But no, instead, he's Mr. Nice, he's Mr. Calm on the touchline. And like I say, I could rant on forever, guys. I could really rant on forever. But yep, totally agree with you there, Kane Snow. Thank you for that, mate. Welcome to Football Fan Den. As I say, Stevie saying hi, Joey. Yeah, me too. Thank you, Stevie. Billy saying, yep. Yeah, rode our luck all tournament. Absolutely right. Yep, that spot on, Billy. Absolutely spot on, mate. We got lucky. We got an easy path to the final. Any England fan that tries to deny that is in denial. It's simply in denial, guys, because the reality is we did get an easy passage to the final, and we were lucky enough to come against the only decent team that I could argue or that was a real serious threat to us before we got to the final was Holland. That was the one team I think we was all concerned about, but they were not at their best. And we were lucky. We were lucky to get all this way to the final. And like I say, you come up against a top team like Spain. I'm sorry, especially in the cup final, there's no excuses for not letting these players do what we see for their club all the time. Let the cuffs off. Let them go for it. I'd rather go out, guys, seeing our players showing belief in themselves and attacking with real belief, real conviction, than go out like we've gone out today. Because, I don't want to take anything from the players. They worked hard. You could see they wanted to win it. But the tactics killed us, guys. That's the bottom line. The tactics from Southgate killed us. They restricted these players from showing what we know they are all capable of. And then, as I say, any England fan that wants to say that Spain were the better team, you're entitled to. You're more than entitled to. But for me, I think we beat ourselves. I really do. But Billy is spot on. We rode our luck throughout the tournament. We got an easy path to the final. And all we had to do was turn it on for one game. And unfortunately, Southgate stopped us doing that. But yeah, well said, Billy. Joey saying hi. I think that's many. Harry Kane. Hi, agree. Kane, agree. What we defo need a new coach. Yeah, absolutely. Like I say, I think we all agree. Southgate has proved many of us wrong. He's achieved more than what most of us expected to do. He's got a real togetherness in this team. I have got nothing but praise for him for that, and I want to thank him wholeheartedly. But if the man is a true football fan, he's got to recognise that he has now had 2 attempts at the final and he has not got us over the line. And the reality is we need to bring in a manager that encourages these players to show the belief in themselves, allow the handcuffs to come off and allow these players to do what we know they do for their club week in, week out. And that is fast-flowing football, belief in themselves, attacking at will, and not playing players out of position. Well said, Joey. Billy's saying Ollie Watkins done more in 20 minutes than Harry did in 70. Well, like I said, I do not want to turn it into the bash Harry Kane show because I don't think it's his fault. Somebody just needs to tell him the truth. You're not fit. You're not match fit. You're not match fit, and you're not showing that sharpness that we know you've all got. That we all know you've got. The guy is burnt out. I think it's clear for us all to see, guys. We do not want to turn this into the Harry Kane bashing show. The reality is the guy looks burnt out. He needs a break from football. Consistently playing for God knows how many seasons now, whenever he's fit, he's playing for club, he's playing for country. You can't blame him. It's not a criticism that he's burnt out. It's an observation, and you take him out the firing line, let him have a bit of recovery time, and then guess what, guys? Miracle of miracles, we might actually see the best out of him, what we all know he's capable of. So, that might not be a shock to most of us, but that's the reality. Thank you, Billy. Totally agree, mate. If you are just joining us, guys, please do hit that like button. If you like to hear ranting, back it up to earlier on in the show. I was ranting. Or if you just want to come in and have your say, drop your comments in the chat. Would love to hear from you, hear your thoughts. But as I say, guys, if you are new to the channel, please hit that like button and consider subscribing. Would be a pleasure to have you part of the Fan Den community. Just saying, agree, Billy. Kane was so flat. Absolutely. Yep. You guys seen exactly what I seen. That no offense to Harry Kane, he's been great for England in the past. The reality is we have played him for or it feels like that Southgate has either shown loyalty to him because he's his mate, or he's gone with the fact of not wanting to take the criticism from the press and played him because of his name. Those are the only two explainable scenarios because, no offense, Southgate is in this job because he is expected to make those big decisions. He is expected, like any top manager, if you see that something needs changes, you've got to have the backbone to do it. And get another point I've got to make. Look at when he brought Harry Kane off. Bang on 60 minutes, guys. Bang on 60 minutes. When did he bring Palmer off? About 30, 40 seconds before we got to 70 minutes. This is where it is beggars belief how Southgate is keeping this. It's like he's wrote it down before he's. I'm going to play. I'm going to make this change at 60 minutes, and I'm going to make this change at 70 minutes. And no matter what happens in the game, no matter what evidence I see to change it on the pitch, I'm not going to change it. I'm going to be a stubborn arsehole. I'm going to stick to making that change at 60 minutes. And I'm going to stick to making that change at 70 minutes. Well, I'm sorry, guys, but like I say, predictable, easy for the opposition to deal with. They know what we're going to do. Southgate is predictable, and as far as I'm concerned, it's why we've fallen short. Yep, thank you, Joey. Billy is saying Switzerland, not Sweden. Switzerland. Well, sorry if I said Sweden. That's not what I meant. I was ranting, Billy. I was 10 minutes ago, mate. I was fuming. So obviously, easy to make a mistake when you start getting passionate. So my apologies for that. But thank you, Billy. Jack is saying football coming. Madrid, laugh out loud. Okay, thank you, Jack. Joey is saying, I said at start of the tournament, Southgate wasn't the man to get us over the finish line, but hope he proves me wrong. Unfortunately, he hasn't. Time for a change. Yep, I do remember you saying words to that effect, Joey, earlier on in the tournament. Got to wholeheartedly agree with you, mate. The question is he man enough now to accept that he has not got what it takes to get us over the line and it is time for him to move on? I don't want to have a go at him. He's exceeded my expectations. But the reality is many of us have been saying the writing has been on the wall throughout the tournament. Southgate has not got what it takes to get us over the line and win a trophy. The evidence is there. He deserves massive credit for, for exceeding our expectations. But if we want to truly win a final, guys, and we want to truly win a trophy and finally get that monkey off our back, so to speak, then we have got to go with a manager that takes the handcuffs off these players and a manager that is not going to go into a tournament taking injured players. How many managers have we seen? Sven-Göran Eriksson did it. Capello did it. Southgate has done it. The list goes on, the amount of managers that have gone into tournaments taking injured players. It has got to stop. You don't win tournaments by taking injured players. You win tournaments by taking a fit, healthy squad and showing belief in them. Let them play their natural game, what they do for their club week in, week out. Because then if we fail, at least we know that those players showed everything and that they was capable of showing everything, because we don't restrict them by playing them out of position and asking them to play tactics that they are not confident with and they are not used to playing for their club. So, yep, thank you, Joey. Jack is saying, problem is who do you get unless it's a foreign manager? There isn't any English managers out there. Well, I've said it many a time. I know I'll probably get bashed for this because, let's be honest, the manager I would like to see in the job, we know he can also play very negative, but I think his record speaks for himself. And if we've got to endure this kind of football, guys, to try and win a trophy, then let's get a manager in that we know can do that. And there's only one manager that plays a lot of tactics that get criticised but gets trophies and gets results, and that is Mourinho. We could have sat here throughout this tournament watching more negative tactics under Mourinho, but I think that Mourinho would have got us over the line. So I'd rather watch a negative manager that I believe can get us over the line than watching a manager playing negative tactics that is not going to get us over the line. So for me, if we haven't got, there is English managers, Eddie Howe, but I don't think he'd take the job right now. He's got a project going on with Newcastle. I would have no problem with him turning it down because I totally respect he's in the middle of a project there. I remember seeing I've forgotten his name now. What's he called now? The Real Madrid manager, Carlos Ancelotti. He went to Everton and said he was starting a project. Soon as Real Madrid knock on the door, he's gone. Well, I was really angry with him for doing that, because it's like, why'd you come to Everton, get the fans' hopes up that you're going to build a project here, and then as soon as Real Madrid come knocking, you leave. I was disgusted, but that's a story for another day. For me, guys, the reality is that I don't think Eddie Howe's going to take the job. He's the obvious choice. There isn't unless we're going to go with an older manager, like maybe, I mean, I don't know what you guys, I know he's not been in management for a while. It's a random one. I know he wants the job. Like I say, he's not been in club management, but maybe he's brave enough to let these players show their natural football, and that is Harry Redknapp. But the question is he too old? Is he too old to have to take the job? But for me, I think he deserves consideration, but I don't think he'd get the job because he had the perfect opportunity when he was doing well with Tottenham, and the FA wouldn't give him the job then. So I don't think there's much chance of him giving him the job now. He's clearly not an FA yes man, so I don't see him getting a chance, really, a realistic consideration. I'm trying to think of other managers. To me, I think Jack is right. The problem is there is no obvious up-and-coming managers apart from Eddie Howe that really deserve serious consideration. So I think we have to consider the fact that we might have to go with a foreign manager. I don't think Klopp would take it. I know he'd probably get linked with it, but I don't think he would take it. Obviously, Guardiola's never going to take it. I just don't see. I don't see any other obvious choices. The list does seem very limited, even though it's a high-profile job that is very sought after. The question is, it's not about just bringing in a manager; it's bringing in the right manager. It's bringing in a manager that we believe can actually get us over the line. Like I say, Mourinho might not be a popular decision, but I know he wants the job, and I know he would create that siege mentality that might actually pay off, guys. We might not like to watch what comes with Mourinho, but he may create that siege mentality that gets us over the line. And let's be honest, we've been starved of a trophy for so long now, guys. If we got to enjoy a tournament watching this kind of football, I would rather do it with a manager that I think will actually get us across the finish line. Billy is saying, Jack, thanks for trying to brighten the mood, but honestly, I'm gonna struggle for sleep tonight, knowing that it's once again more pain. Well, thank you, Billy. Yeah, I know, mate. I think we're all gutted. I think we're all absolutely gutted, mate. Pitchside is saying, Gaz, the Wi-Fi doesn't really work in this room, but I just wanted to say that I agree with you. Let's be realistic. He got England to the final, but did he really? But did he really? It was the players with last-minute goals. Exactly. Absolutely. I'm glad you touched on that because as much as Southgate deserves the credit, we don't want to take that away from him. He does deserve credit. But I think it was individual moments of players that got us to this final. It wasn't a team identity that got us to this final. It was individual moments. So I think the pitch siders hit the nail on the head there. And until let's put it this way, guys. Imagine if we had a team identity like Spain do, and we had those individual moments. What could we achieve? Seriously, you know what I mean? That question has got to be asked. If the team had an identity of how we play, like Spain do. I'm not saying we play like Spain. What I mean is Spain have an identity. If England had our own identity of how we play and the individual talent that we've got in this team shone, then what could that, how many trophies could we win? We could go on a winning streak. But we need a manager that allows these players to do that. And Southgate has shown throughout the tournament that he is not the right man for the job. It has been individual moments that has got us this far. So, yep, got to agree with you there, Pitchside. I think that's an excellent comment, mate. Well said. Jack saying, hope you're all right, Billy, mate. Thank you, Jack. Top man, loving the positive vibes. And Jack saying, I'll be 21 next tournament. Thank you, Jack. Well, I think we'll all be looking to the World Cup now and hoping that the FA make the right decision and make the change that we are. I think that I know there's probably a few that Southgate still in and argue, he's got us this far, stick with play it safe. Well, sod playing it safe, guys. I've had enough of playing it safe. We played it safe throughout the goddamn tournament. And did it get us over the line? No, it didn't. Stop playing safe and let's go for it. Let's get a manager in that goes for it. I don't want to hear, oh, well, it's worked. We got to 2 finals. Let's stick with him. Sod that. Bravery is what wins you tournaments. We've seen Spain show bravery. We've seen Spain show attacking football. We know these players can show attacking football. We see it for their clubs. Let's let them do that. Let's let the handcuffs off, get a manager in that allows these players to show what they show for their clubs. And we might actually finally goddamn win something, guys. Thank you for that, Jack. I'm not thinking towards the next Euros, mate. I'm thinking towards the next World Cup and hoping that the FA make the right decision. But thank you, Jack. Appreciate it, mate. I'm not ranting at you. I'm ranting at the fact that I don't want to be waiting for the next Euros. I want a manager in place that's going to let the handcuffs off and let these players show us what they show for their club. And we might actually goddamn win a tournament. And the next tournament that comes is the World Cup. Billy is saying, Jack, we're all the same. I'm not the only one. Thank you, Billy. Yep, no, you're not. You're absolutely right, mate. Pitchside saying he has had enough time. I respect him, but he has to go now after 8 years, and I shall wish him all the very best. Well said, Pitchside. Well said, mate. Well said. And Pitchside saying, great goal from Palmer. Absolutely, yep. Totally agree with you, mate. An absolute beautiful shot. Pitchside saying, without Watkins and Bellingham, England would have been out weeks ago, and that is not down to Southgate again. It is down to the players. Yep, that's a fair point. Can't argue with that, mate. Well said, Pitchside. Billy is saying you should have seen me, mate. I was going absolutely crazy after that goal. Pitchside, mate. Thank you. Well, you guys are always welcome to send in reactions of your reactions if you want to. Send it in short. In a shorts format, if you guys ever want to share your passion when you're watching your team scoring goals, whether it's for club or country. As I keep saying, guys, we are a true fan channel, so you guys are welcome to send in clips to go on the short section of your highs and lows at match days, whether it's for club or country. You guys are always welcome for that to take advantage of that. Thank you, Billy. Pitchside saying, I was wearing my Chelsea shirt with Palmer on the back. I was in disbelief, Billy, mate. Yeah, got to get Palmer's goal was beautiful, wasn't it, guys? Absolutely beautiful. But could we have seen more of that if he'd have started the game? Could we have seen more of that if he'd have been on the pitch? Let's be honest, guys. Palmer not started one game. He's been brought on as an impact player throughout the tournament. And again, that's got to be categorised as a negative tactic. Thank you, Pitchside. Jack is saying, Billy, I'm not on about that. I'm on about your sad loss. I hope you're okay. Okay, thank you, Jack. Well said, Jack. Sorry, I've just clocked on that. I thought you were talking about the football. Well said, Jack. Billy saying, oh, yeah, getting over that, Matt, now. I'm sure it'll take a little bit of time. Obviously, it'll come and go, Billy. Your emotions on that. But we do wish you well with that, mate. Our best thoughts and prayers are with you, mate. Thank you, Billy. Sorry, guys. Just need to wet the threshold, so to speak, because I'm quite dry throat through getting emotional. Tyler Gaming, how you doing, mate? Welcome to the show. Pleasure to have you with us. And Tyler Gaming with a generous Snapchat there. Thank you very much, mate. Really appreciate it. Every little bit helps as we are saving up for new equipment at the moment. So thank you very much, Tyler. Every little bit helps. Thank you very much for your generous donation, mate. You are an absolute gentleman. And welcome to the show as well, Tyler Gaming. Pleasure to have you with us, mate. Thank you once again for your generosity, mate. Really appreciate it. Right, guys, let's see if I can start getting through a few more comments. I can't remember where we was there. It was Billy and pitch side talking about reacting to Palmer's goal. Jack saying, Billy, I'm not on about. Right, read that one, didn't I? Right, and that one. So thank you, guys. Pitch side saying, in my opinion, Pickford has been impressive most of the game. Yeah, I know. You got to give credit for Pickford. He's been fantastic, hasn't he? Yep, well said, pitch side. Got to agree with you there, mate. Jack is saying, players for Dave. Prayers for Dave, by the way. Heard he was in hospital. Thank you, Jack. Well said, mate. Yep. Our best wishes to Dave. Obviously in hospital at the moment. We hope he makes a speedy recovery. Fingers crossed. And our best wishes and thoughts, prayers, everything we can to wish him well. And hopefully he makes a speedy recovery, as well as obviously Pure Loyalist as well, who we know is having a difficult time at the moment with health problems. So well said, Jack. Pat, Pitchside saying, yep, thank you, Pitchside. Pitchside saying, Watkins Kane at international level anyway. Okay, at international level anyway. You'll have to explain a little bit more there what you mean in pitch side. I'm not following you quite there, mate, but thank you. Jack saying 100%. Thank you, Jack. Billy C is with Billy saying in the last two Euro finals, Pickford kept us in the game. Every time Pickford is a beast. Absolutely. I've got to agree with you there, Billy. You're absolutely spot on, mate. Got to give massive respect to Pickford. He has been amazing. Jack saying, I've met Watkins in person. He goes non-league games sometimes because that's where he started. And I met him. Awesome. Well, massive respect to you, Jack. Maybe you'll have to send us in a picture if you've ever had a picture with him. Send us a picture in, and we could share it in or either on social media or possibly even in the short section. As I say, guys, you guys are all welcome. If you're a regular fan, then always welcome to send me stuff through social media. And if I can share it somewhere, either on the social media platforms for Fandom or in the short section, which I try to mostly use for you guys to share clips of yourselves at games and key moments in games, which is why you don't see me upload shorts on it very often, because you guys don't share stuff very often. But thank you, Jack. Good to hear, mate. Glad you got to meet him. That's amazing. Joey's saying, agree, Gaz. Kane is a top player, but it has been plain to see Kane not being himself right from the start of the tournament. Absolutely. Like I say, we cannot criticise him. We know he's giving everything for England when he's on the pitch, but the reality is he's burnt out. He's burnt out. How many seasons has he been playing consistently when he's been fit? Game after game after game, club and country. You know, other players get a bit of a breather, get the time, to take the foot off the gas. Harry Kane, got to give him credit. He's played consistently for a number of years now for club and country. It's not a surprise to see that he's burnt out. What is the surprise is to see Gareth Southgate's arrogance to not recognise it, for either the fact that he's too gutless to take on the press's criticism, or that he's got favouritism to Harry Kane because of some buddy-buddy system. You don't show favouritism. If they're buddies, then Gareth Southgate should be man enough to say, listen, mate, unfortunately, I would love to play you, but you're flat at the minute. I think you just need a rest. So therefore, I'm going to go with a different option. It's nothing to do with the fact that we don't believe in you. It's to do with the fact that I simply believe that you need a rest. Is it that hard to show that and come out to the press and tell them the same thing? Look, you've seen him on the pitch. He looks flat. He looks tired. Let's give the man a breather. It's not a criticism. It's an observation through the fact of how many games consistently Harry Kane has played through club and country. So, yeah, well said, Joey. Jack saying £900 a ticket to watch that. Well, I'm not going to get into that, Jack, but yep, good observation as well, mate. I'm not going to get into ticket prices right now. I think I've done my ranting for the night, but yep, that is something else that needs to be talked about. These ticket touts ripping off fans with these obscene amounts of prices for tickets that are costing them less than £100. So, yeah, absolutely well said, Jack. Billy is saying, I'm getting off, lads. God is so God, it's so frustrating, but I'm going to try and sleep now. Okay, thank you, Billy. Thank you very much for being with us, mate. It's always a pleasure having you involved. Best wishes to you and your family, mate. Thoughts and best wishes are with you at the moment, mate. We hope you guys can hopefully get something positive coming your way in life in the not too distant future. Take care, Billy. Take care. All the best, mate. Stay safe. Joey saying bye, Billy. Thank you, Joey. Top man. Tyler Gaming saying hi. Guys, awesome. Thank you, Tyler. Welcome to the show, mate. And once again, thank you for your generous donation, mate. Tyler saying, guys, yeah, I got what you mean, mate. I got what you mean. Thank you, Tyler. Top man. Jack is saying Mourinho, that would be good. Well, thank you, Jack. Thank you for that, mate. Listen, when I say Mourinho, guys, I am not saying we're going to like his football. I know I will. If Mourinho comes in, there is a good chance I will criticise some of his tactics. But let's be honest, guys. If we have got to watch that kind of football, there is only one man to get us across the line that has proved it time and time again, that can play negative tactics and get results, and that is Mourinho. So I know it might not be a popular decision, but come on, guys, we've just watched ourselves fall short for the second time and watch dribble football. You know, and I don't mean dribble as in dribbling football, like as in with flary, sexy football. I mean dribble as in rubbish. You know what I mean? We've been a shadow of what we know these players can be in this tournament. And I think it's time for a change. And if we can't bring anybody else in, why not go for Mourinho? If there's no other manager that's right for the job right now, go for Mourinho, because he might actually finally help us get that monkey off our back, so to speak, of winning a major tournament. Because let's be honest, he's got that winning mentality, and he may create a siege mentality of the players. But who cares? If it finally gets us across the line, who cares? And no offense, but when you're coming up against teams like Germany and Spain who know how to play football, Italy, no offense, guys, but who knows Italian football and Spanish football better? Mourinho. Apart from Guardiola, maybe Guardiola knows those teams, that football mentality of Spain and Italy. You know, so it's a no-brainer, isn't it? Thank you, Jack. Jack also saying I like Mourinho when he was at United. Well, mate, I think we can all agree. There's plenty of times we can criticize Mourinho. Plenty of times. But like I say, if you want a manager that's going to potentially going to get that monkey off your back of winning a trophy, he's done it time and time again. Thank you, Jack. Tyler saying hi, everyone. Awesome, Tyler. Thank you, mate. Loving the positive vibes. Top man. Thank you, Tyler. Jack saying, went to Real Madrid and won 2 Champions Leagues. Laugh out loud. Yep, that as well. Won trophies at Chelsea. Won Porto with Porto. Won in Italy as well. He's won everywhere he's gone. So there's no reason to believe that he wouldn't help England get it over the line. Well said, Jack. Jack also saying, didn't Mourinho just go to Galatasaray or Turkish club? Yeah, he did. No, it's not Galatasaray. It's Fenerbahce, I think he's gone to. But yeah, you're right, Jack. You're right. He has. But the difference is, I know Mourinho wants the England job. We've heard him say it. He does want the job. So if England were made feelers, I mean, they can easily. It's not going to cost them nothing to speak to him, is it? And ask him. But I know that Mourinho has expressed that he would like the England job because he likes the spotlight. And what bigger spotlight is there in world football than the England job? And Mourinho, as we know, guys, he loves the spotlight. He might play up to it sometimes and, play that. The press is against me. Everybody's against me. We all know he does that. But the reality is, He loves the pressure, and he might not always deal with the pressure in the right way, but he loves the pressure, and he certainly loves the spotlight. But yeah, thank you, Jack. I think it is Fenerbahce where he's gone. But like I say, I think if England come calling, I think Mourinho would take it, I really do. Thank you, Jack. Tyler is saying Southgate Southgate doesn't know what he's doing. Well, yeah, I can't argue with that, Tyler. As I say, as I said earlier, I think when we look at the tournament overall, and maybe once we've had a good night's rest, maybe we'll look at it differently. But looking at it objectively right now, for me, it is clear to see that the talent that we have got in this team is what has contributed to us getting over the line. It's not been, we cannot say we have won because of Southgate's tactics. We cannot say we have got all the way to the final because of Southgate tactics. We have got all the way to the final because of individual moments of top class players within the squad. Yeah, thank you, Tyler. Well said, mate. Jack is saying, yeah, I'll be 21 next World Cup. Laugh out loud. I'm 19 at the moment. Awesome. Well, thank you for that, Jack. And finally, just once again, big shout out and thank you to Tyler for your generosity, mate. Thank you, mate. Top man. Joey is saying, clapping Tyler. Well said. Thank you, Joey. You guys, amazing. Stevie's saying, thank you, Tyler. Absolutely well said, Stevie and Joey. And Tyler saying, it's okay. Well, we really appreciate it, Tyler. Really do, mate. As I say, every little bit helps at the moment as I'm currently saving up every little bit that the channel earns at the moment. Hopefully, I'm not sure. I need to check it, but hopefully we might be finally getting our very, 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 very first YouTube paycheck, hopefully this month. I've not checked it yet to see if everything's gone through, but we are hopefully expecting our very, very first Fandom paycheck off YouTube. So thank you to you guys for your amazing support, because that wouldn't have been accomplishable without the fantastic support you guys show. I know the channel might be looking like it's been earning money for a while, but it hasn't. You have to hit the next milestone before you actually get your first paycheck, and hopefully we were getting the first Fandom paycheck coming through this month. Fingers crossed everything goes through all right. So thank you very much, Tyler. Your generosity is very much appreciated, and sorry for changing direction with the conversation there, guys. I just wanted to share that with you because I haven't mentioned it up until this point. But yeah, the very first paycheck hopefully coming this month. And as I say, that is massive credit to you guys for the fantastic support that you've shown to the channel over the last 6, 8, 9, 10 months. Thank you, Tyler. Tyler saying, I hope Dave is okay. Well said, mate. Well said. We are absolutely with you there, mate. We've all sent him our best wishes. Hopefully he does click into one of the streams and sees the comments, so that hopefully will make him feel a little bit better, knowing that his whole family and his mates here at Fandom are all rooting for him to make a speedy recovery. As well as also, like I said, a pure loyalist that I'm not mentioning him because I know last time I spoke to him, he said he was due to have an operation, and we've not heard from him for a few weeks. So I'm presuming he might have had that operation. Let's hope if he has, he's on the road to recovery. Thank you, Tyler. Well said, mate. Jack saying, good luck, Colombia tonight vs Argentina. Yep, well said, Jack. Yep, I forgot about that. The Copa America final tonight. Thank you, Jack. Well said, mate. Joey is saying, yeah, Jack, go on, Colombia. Thank you, Joey. Jack saying first paycheck. Congratulations, guys. Well, thank you very much, Jack. And a big, big congratulations and massive thank you to you guys. Because like I say, it would not have been possible. Been working towards that over all of last season. You guys didn't know it. Obviously, I don't bang on about all the stuff going on in the background all the time. But that has been the focus of the previous season that we've been working towards to get into that first paycheck. So massive thank you to you guys for your fantastic support, because it wouldn't have been possible without you guys. So thank you. And what, as I say, really, really do want you guys to realize how sincere my appreciation is for your amazing, consistent support to help the channel reach this stage. Thank you, Jack. And Jack saying, take care, all. Absolutely. Thank you, Jack. It's been a pleasure having you with us, mate. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Stay safe and well. Hope you have a good week ahead, mate. Take care. All the best. Thank you, Jack. You are an absolute star, mate, and being involved regularly throughout the tournament. So thank you, Jack, as well, for your consistent support through the tournament. And best wishes, mate. Best wishes. Hope you have a great week ahead. Joey saying, you too, Jack. Awesome. Thank you, Joey. Top man. What time are we on? I think it is about time to wrap up the show because I've had nothing to eat. Oh, we'll flip the next 10 to 12. So, yeah, I think it is time to wrap up the show, guys. Please do drop your final thoughts on into the chat if you have any final comments. Please do share them, as I'm going to wrap up the show in a minute. But thank you for you guys joining us, dropping in tonight. Apologies. I've been ranting, but I thought you guys would like to get a little bit of your own reaction as well as see a little bit of my reaction. I don't always show my passion like this. This is the kind of show I hope to do more of in the future. But obviously, as you guys know, we're taking one step at a time. Thank you, Joey, top man. Joey saying, cheers, guys. Catch you soon, mate. Thank you, Joey. Best wishes to you and your family, and a big thank you as well to you for your amazing support throughout the tournament and for the channel generally, mate. You have been a valued member of the Fanden community, and I always enjoy having you in the chat, Joey, because you always make sensible, intelligent football comments, and that is an absolute pleasure, as I'm sure you can understand with some of this foolish comments we get sometimes from random people that just drop in randomly. So it's always great when I've got good fans like you, and obviously many of the other Fandeners as well that drop in intelligent football comments. So thank you, Joey. Best wishes to you and the family, mate. Hope you have a great week ahead. And as I say, mate, stay safe and well. Look forward to enjoying your company from all of you guys that are regular Fandeners on future shows. But thank you, Joey. All the best, mate. Stay safe and well. And Joey saying, enjoy tuning in, mate. Thank you to you. Thank you, Joey. Your kind words mean an absolute world to me, mate. Really does. So thank you, mate. Top man. So, yeah, guys, if you are dropping in after the stream, feel free to drop your comments in the chat or the comment section below. Fanden is very much about getting you guys involved. I try to do as many streams as possible. I might not be totally professional, BBC trained, ITV trained, Sky trained, whatever you want to call it. But I'm a passionate football fan. I love football, and I'm very much passionate about fans in football. And that's why I am building this channel. I want you guys to feel part of what I'm doing, and I want you guys to feel you have a place to express yourself. So please do bear that in mind, guys. Consider subscribing if you are dropping in at the end. And as I say, guys, feel free to drop your comments below. I'll always be happy and love hearing you guys share your thoughts about all things football. So thank you, guys. Best wishes to you all. Hope you have a fantastic week ahead. Final word goes to Joey. Joey saying, don't want you true professionals, mate. You're really honest guy. Well, thank you very much, Joey. Your kind words mean a lot. I'm just saying, I'm not like, what you might call politically correct, whatever you want to call it. I don't know, courtroom manner. I'm not, and that's not me. I'm just Gaz, and I say what I see. And as I say, I want you guys to have somewhere where you can express yourself when you're frustrated with your club, your country, whatever it is in football. I feel that fans deserve somewhere to express that, and I work hard to try and achieve that. So thank you for your kind words, Joe. It means a hell of a lot, mate. Best wishes to you. Hope you enjoy the week ahead. And as I say, mate, as always, best wishes to the family. Take care, Joey. Stay safe. Top man. Jack saying thanks. Take care, Joey and Gaz. Thank you, Jack. Same to you, mate. Hope you have a great week ahead. Stay safe and well, mate. And thank you very much for your kind words as well, Jack. And Joey is saying media train. That's the word I was looking for, Joey. See? Great minds think alike. You thought of what I was trying to think of. I just couldn't think of the right words. But it's probably because I'm a bit pumped up. Because obviously I don't come on very often doing shows like this. Because normally you got to feel the football emotion. I felt it tonight. And I wanted to come and share it with you guys. And the only way that football emotion, that passion comes out in us when we see the teams that we love playing, the teams that we're passionate about, and that brings that passion into us. It releases it. And as I say, guys, I don't release it very often. I try to be proper and respectful to the fact that we are a mixed channel. A mixed club channel for all fans. So I do try to keep that under control to a certain degree while I'm learning how to build a channel of fans of all that accommodates fans of all clubs. So yeah, that's why sometimes I keep reserved. I hold it back. I'm not saying you won't see it more in the future. I hope you do, because I know you guys like to see that kind of passion. But like I say, as I'm learning to build the channel, that is the most important thing at the moment. Sometimes I do keep myself well in check because I want to be successful. I want to build a successful channel for you guys, for me, something that we can all be proud of being a part of. So thank you, Joey. As I said, mate, best wishes. I'm going to wrap it up now, guys. Best wishes to you and the family, Joey. Take care, mate. Hope you have a fantastic week ahead. And thank you once again for your fantastic support and kind words, mate. Take care. Top man, Joey. Jack saying, this show could have been so different tonight. Absolutely, yep. Got to agree with you, Jack. Got to agree with you there, mate. But unfortunately, yet again, it wasn't to be. Let's keep our fingers crossed, guys, that the FA or Southgate finally make the right decision and call it a day. No offence to Southgate. He's done a fantastic job. Thank you, Gareth Southgate. But I think it's time to let somebody else have a crack at it, because we cannot keep going into wasting. I've seen it in the 90s. We wasted a golden generation. I don't want to see it again. So thank you, Jack. Well said, mate. Best wishes to you, as always. Best wishes to your family. Take care, mate. Stay safe, and I hope you have a great week ahead. Top man. So yeah, going to wrap it up there, guys. As I say, if you are dropping in after I've finished the stream, please do feel free to drop your comments in the chat, the comment section below, and consider subscribing. And don't forget, guys, please do hit that thumbs up. It might be a disappointing night, but it costs nothing to be positive, and it shows that you are a true football fan and a good person to be kind and positive enough to hit that like button, even when you might not be feeling in a likable mood. But thank you for all your support, guys. I look forward to talking to you guys soon. I will be back in the next couple of days, I'm sure. But for now, that's it from me, guys. Stay safe out